It's that time of the week again. It's Wrestling with Reality. Welcome, everybody. I am John, and of course, joining me is my partner, Mr. Richie Reardon. Happy WrestleMania week, Mr. Richie. What's up, brother?
It's a happy WrestleMania week, man, but it sucks because I'm going to have to wait to watch both nights on night 2. I'm going to have to watch them on Sunday. Got a couple installs this weekend, so unfortunately, you got your buddies coming over on Sunday. I got that going on Saturday, so we won't be live streaming. We will make it up to you guys with a BKFC or something like that down the road. So
there's always plenty of time for wrestling.
Absolutely.
It's not going anywhere, so.
Oh, shit. Rand's in the house. What kind of doom and gloom? We're getting a doomsday report here pretty quick. We got to make a segment with Rand on it, the doomsday report. The doomsday device.
We're always debuting something new. I got a new one tonight for you, too, so you're going to like it, I think. So
I think so, too.
Yeah, we'll have some fun with that. So let's check in with everybody. Rabbi's here. Greetings, fellas. Rabbi Hausen is in the house. What is going on, Rabbi? He gets the applause tonight. So
well, I got to say something real quick because the foe of Rewind is in the house, Rabbi. So just so you know, there is the MVP fight coming up with Mike Perry versus Nate Diaz. There is a $100 wager on the fight between me and Rewind.
Oh.
I am picking Mike Perry. He's picking Nate Diaz, and we got in a little feud today, talking shit to each other, man.
Oh, I'm interested to see who wins that, just to see who wins that bet between you guys.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with you on that one, to be honest with you.
Nate's looking a little soft, and he's not talking like he wants to win, and Mike Perry's talking like he wants to take Nate's head off. So that's, dude, I'm telling you, Nate Diaz has just, for me, it seems like he's lost his, he doesn't seem hungry anymore,
It'll be interesting to see. He hasn't been in there in a good while. So Mike Perry lives, eats, and breathes in BKFC, and he still does MMA now and boxing and whatever the hell he's doing. So I don't know. I know we'll talk about it later on, but I'm going to go with you. I think you're winning that bet. I think you're going to kick Rewind's ass. Just going to say that. Yep. So just going to say that. It says Taz will never be in the Hall of Fame.
Man, Rewind's getting some hate tonight, dude.
Man, I'm not giving him any hate. I love Rewind. I just don't agree with his opinion. So I don't think Nate's winning that one.
And peanut butter pie. What is a peanut butter pie, Jeremy? What does that consist of?
What is it? Just fucking peanut butter slop
and
down?
And how are you not diabetic having those two things at once, brother?
With sweet tea and peanut butter fucking
Did you get your Liberty Medical shipment? I'm just kidding with you. And anybody who has diabetes, I'm just joking. That's not funny.
Wilford fucking Brimley, man.
Yep.
Good day, all from Brisbane, Queensland.
Good day.
What's up, Blackjack? Rabbi's voting us for the Hall of Fame in 2027. Thanks, Rabbi. I appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
I'd take the induction, wouldn't you, Rich?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I would take it for I do love what the WWE is doing with Hulk Hogan this year, doing the immortal moment with Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan. WrestleMania 3, right?
Yes.
WrestleMania 3. Every day, it's so weird, dude, because I think I've told you this a million times, but every day I miss Hulk Hogan. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. There's always something that pops up on my feed of Hulk Hogan, or my news feed, or my video feed, or whatever, that makes me miss Hulk Hogan, man. I miss Hulk Hogan. I miss Scott Hall. I watched the WrestleMania where Sting went against Triple H the other night, and you see that great moment where DX versus NWO finally faces off. And seeing those two guys in that moment with Kevin Nash, just a beautiful fucking moment. And I miss them, man. I do.
How could you not, man? As a wrestling fan, I don't know. I always got Mini Hulkster right here with me all the time.
Makes you smile, I bet.
Always, man. He's always here when we're podcasting. I don't. That's the only wrestling figure that I have out here right now is my Mini Hogan. Chris got that for me. And
that had to hurt you on a big level, man, and rock your reality a little bit when Hogan died.
Yeah, it did. I'll be honest with you. As a wrestling fan, me and my buddy Daniel, who just went with me, we went over to the convention a couple weeks ago. And he's a great guy, man. And me and him are always joking. We're like, it's like we share a brain sometimes because we're so alike with our personalities. And we bonded over Hulk Hogan because when I met him through the show years ago, I met him through Chris. and we just bonded through the show, and we started chatting back and forth on Facebook, and I find out he's the biggest Hogan mark in the world, just like me. So we were always just sharing Hogan memories and just having fun, and we bonded over that friendship. And when he died, we always said the day that he was going to die was like a part of our life was going to leave us, like our childhood and all those years. And that's exactly how it felt to me. And people could say whatever, if you think it's corny or whatever, I don't really care. So it's just the truth that I felt like a little part of your life goes away when he left the earth. And I was always bummed because I never got a chance to meet him in person. And I couldn't get out to Fanatics the year he was doing it, and it was ungodly expensive, and I didn't really want to do it that year. I didn't do it, and then I went out to that meet and greet with him for Real American when it was coming to New York, and I didn't get the opportunity to see him because they were backed up, and I've told this story here on the show for people. So I never got to meet him, and it will always be one of those things like that will bum me out a little bit that I never got a chance to meet him. So to make the long story longer, when you ask, how did that affect me? I think about him all the time too. The Hulk Hogan clip comes up every day.
Yep.
In my feed, no doubt about it.
Yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks because I know when Stone Cold dies, that's going to be the day that I feel like my childhood or my my life, there's going to be a part of it gone. And Hulk Hogan for me too, because when he was NWO Black and White, that's how I felt. And then Scott Hall actually got me into wrestling. The moment where he jumped the barricade and all that stuff, and he was in his denim outfit. I'll never forget it, man. Yeah. It was like a lightning strike in my childhood that I was just like, oh my God, I love professional wrestling. And, it just, those two guys, for whatever reason, it just hurts. It hurts on a personal level almost.
I remember my first Hulk Hogan match when I was a kid. Now, I know this wasn't the time frame when it actually happened live, but they used to have like the MSG Classics on the MSG. It was called the MSG channel in New York. And I think they call it the S Network now for the Yankees or something like that. But it was the MSG network back in the day. So they'd show old wrestling matches and clips. And my dad was in the basement. He had the basement of this house was my dad's music studio because my dad's an amazing musician. So it was his record studio and his music studio and everything. And then he had the VCR and the tape player down there and all the channels, Rich. So we would go down there and hang out with my dad when he was jamming, and I always listened to him play. And we turned on the TV when I was a little kid. It was like maybe like 9 o'clock at night or something on a Saturday, some shit like that. Probably up way past my bedtime. And I was about like 4 years old, maybe 5. And Dad clicks on the TV and the MSG channel comes on, and they show the old match of the Iron Sheik versus Hulk Hogan when he won the world title from him. And when the match is coming up and my dad sees it, my dad was never like a big wrestling mark, but he liked it a little bit growing up. But he remembered the whole story of the match, and he tells me all about the Iron Sheik character, all about Hulk Hogan and all that stuff. And we watched that match, and I was hooked. And then Dad started getting me to watch on Saturday morning Superstars. And then I watched Wrestling Challenge, and then the fandom starts. And, a couple years later, rolls around 88, 89, whatever it was. I think it's 89, the Mega Power stuff. And I was just totally hooked. And I've been watching wrestling for a couple years. And I remember my first pay-per-view I ever got as a kid was WrestleMania 5.
Nice.
Yep. And man, when Hogan won as a kid, I was just elated, dude.
Yep.
Just, I could always share Hogan memories.
Yep, for sure.
Always.
Piper's another one for me. You know how much of a Piper guy
yeah.
I am. So it's like that's another one. I was watching a couple videos of him the other day, and just every time he showed up unannounced, whatever it was, whether he was in his old age, whether he was in WCW, WWE when he came back, whatever. Man, just those guys. I don't know what it is, but every time I see him, it just makes me like almost like I'm missing an old friend.
Yep. It is, because they were like old friends, they were like they were the heroes that we had as young kids and stuff, great memories that we had, and that's why wrestling's fun, and then when you can go back and look at it, and people could say, oh, you guys are grown men talking about wrestling. Who cares, man? It's something fun.
You.
Yeah. Who gives a shit? It's something fun,
Bet you if their fucking favorite football player died or something, they'd say the same fucking thing.
Seriously, man. Let me get to a couple of comments here. Rabbi said, peanut butter pie is the bomb. So, all right, we're taking him for it. We'll take you at your word. Perry Saturn needs to go in the Hall of Fame. That's an interesting name to throw in there.
Brand said that, right?
Yeah. You knew that one. WrestleMania 3, Hogan slamming the great big giant over his head. Absolutely. I'm with you. Miss Hogan too. R.I.P. Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
Peanut butter pie is pie crust with peanut butter pie filling with the white fluff on top.
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay.
That is a diabetic nightmare right
Fuck
there.
Yeah, but I'm all for it, baby.
Yeah, I was about to say. That sounds real damn good right there.
The only thing that's missing is some peanut butter cups on top, man. That's
Throw them on, man. Add some more to fucking
it.
sugar to it. There's not enough in it. That does sound really. That's a diabetic platter right there, but that is worth it.
Fuck. You venture off into the cannabis, man, and I'm telling you, that'll be a dream for you.
Bro, when I get a little toked up and those edibles kick in extra, if there's cheesecake in the house, I've sent you pictures of that before. And I said,
cheesecake is
my fat ass just scarfed down a half a fucking cheesecake right now, man. Don't put that peanut butter pie in the house with me. It'd be over. Over.
Yeah. We'd be looking like Rikishi in no time.
Seriously. Yeah. I saw this with Nick in WrestleMania. Good for him.
He looks good. He looks
he
does.
Good. Americano was unmasked. Yeah, they're doing that triple mania thing with him and with the one's getting unmasked or something like that. So he took the mask off. Don't think I'll be able to speak the day Sting dies. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one too.
Yeah, for sure.
Hulk, Piper, Macho, Perfect, all gone. Yeah, crazy to think of. Warrior, wrestling teacher, mother, secret lover. All right. Just watched Piper's last promo at home at Halloween time. A lot of young adults love the magic of Disney. Nothing wrong with enjoying the magic of pro wrestling as an adult.
Right. Absolutely. I like that. People watch fucking Disney and they want, that's what cracks me up is someone at my work was saying that. They're like, wrestling's fake. Like, you enjoy that, right? And like, it's kind of weird being an adult. I'm like, Fast and the Furious is fucking fake too, right? Like, Vin Diesel's not really out there,
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Fuck you.
I was thinking about with Hogan too, is that Hogan led me to my second favorite love of like in cinema, and that was the Rocky movies, because I watched the first time I watched a Rocky was Rocky 3, and it was because of my mom had told me that Hulk Hogan was in the movie.
Thunder Lips.
Yep, Thunder Lips, the ultimate male.
What a fucking terrible name that was, Thunder Lips.
Thunder Lips. It's awesome, bro.
It's fucking
awesome.
It's great for the time back then, but it's terrible.
Bro, it made me fall in love with Rocky, though, and it was over for me. But there, you know how much of a Rocky mark I am, man. Like, I remember I loved Rocky 3. Then I was like, I said to my mom, I was like, what are the other ones? And then she made me go back and watch them all from like 1, 2, 3 again, 4, 5 at that time. And that's all it was. Yeah. And I was hooked on Rocky, and that was thanks to Hogan,
Yep. Yeah, Rewind's hooked on BDSM because of Hogan.
Yeah, he likes that kinky shit,
Yeah, he does. He likes the whips and chains because of him.
Jesus, you got to mention kicking stuff around these fucking pervs. They're going to start going in about 2 seconds. Laza and Joey are going to be talking about some fucking wild shit here in a second.
Wrestling, it's still real to me, damn it.
Well, WrestleMania. Let's get into a little WrestleMania discussion, because it's WrestleMania. The main topic tonight is going to be worst WWE Hall of Famers. We're going to have some fun discussion on that, I have a feeling. But let's kick off with a little topic about WrestleMania here. Do you want to go through every match or no?
Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
All right, let me pop it up real fast. So let me start.
Before you do that, can I just mention something real quick?
Good.
Okay. So before we get into Mania, I just want to say, I want everybody to go look and see if what I'm saying is true. And I'm just throwing this out there. When men are on steroids or PEDs, their head gets really round and they look very unnaturally buff.
Mm-hmm.
When women do it, it's the same thing. Go look at Nicole Bass. Go look at Ronda Rousey right now at her press conferences and shit like that. She is not just in shape. This is for educational purposes, whatever. This is my opinion. I'm not going to get sued into oblivion for saying this. I'm just saying that Ronda Rousey looks like she's on steroids.
She's hitting the fucking sauce. She's hitting the juice.
She's hitting the fucking juice.
All right. I saw that picture of her today. Her head is huge.
Look right here. Just right here, bro. It's so unnatural looking on her.
Women grow thunder lips when they're in the juice.
Yeah.
I'll check it out on the break, Jeremy, for sure. Man, yeah, I saw that, dude. Her head is just massive. She's definitely got the signs of something that's going on there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you? I know it's not going to happen, but I want to see her get knocked the fuck out so bad.
Jesus. That peanut butter pie looks amazing. Sorry, I had to look.
All right, I'll go look here. That does look really damn good.
God damn you, Jeremy.
I might have to order some peanut butter pie from somewhere tomorrow.
Wow.
Looking at that shit, wow.
So what did you just ask me? My apologies on that.
I've kind of blanked out on that peanut butter pie too right now. That's on my mind.
Yeah.
Wow. Dude, you see the Reese's Pieces, or not Reese's Pieces, the Reese's peanut butter cup crumbles on the top of that thing?
Oh, man.
Wow. And that graham cracker crust.
That kid at Kmart, brother.
Seriously, that graham cracker crust on that thing looks fucking banging.
Dude, wrestling with reality gets fat.
You ain't fucking lying. Wow.
Hell
Jesus. Yeah. That looks good.
Hell yeah, it does.
All right, WrestleMania 42, though, the card. So, of course, they do the night 1, night 2. You want to hear something ridiculous that I saw? With the pre-shows and the post-shows, there's going to be 19 hours of wrestling over 2 days that the WWE is going to broadcast straight. You know, not straight,
way
but like
too much, bro.
8 hours one night, 9 hours the next night, you know, that they're going to do of fucking content. So it's what, 17, 18, 19 hours, whatever it might be. 10 hours one day, 9 hours the other, whatever the fuck that way they're doing it. 19 hours of wrestling for people. Yeah, I'm telling you, I ain't watching all that.
I can't even stand fucking, I mean, you know, don't get me wrong. I like watching Monday Night Raw, but that's about it for me, dude. I can't, I'm not like I was when I was a kid. You know, I just, the new content for me just doesn't do it. I can watch old content all day long. You know, it's just this new shit just doesn't do it for me.
Hey, I like some Southern dishes, Jeremy. I've lived down south for a few years, and I'm all for it, man. They know how to eat unhealthy, and it's good. But when you're older, you got to watch that shit.
Yeah, no shit.
It sucks, man. You know, we all got to watch that. Peanut butter pie and coffee for breakfast. You won't eat lunch. All right, there you go. God. We got to try this peanut butter pie now, man.
I've never had it before. Apparently, it's a thing.
Well, there we go. We know something to do now. Peanut butter pie is the way to go, it sounds. All right, night 1. Here is the card for night 1. Give me your predictions here. Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and I Show Speed versus the Usos and LA Knight.
Can I give a prediction that this match is just going to fucking suck?
Yep, I'm with you.
I love LA Knight, and I think it's a waste of his talent. You know what I mean? I think that WWE is criminally underusing him, and it's sad to see that that's his spot where he's at. Man, I Show Speed should. Can I be real? Like I want to detoxify WWE of fucking YouTubers, influencers, rappers, fucking all this outside bullshit. WWE doesn't need that, man. They don't need it. They've never needed it. It's helped a time or two in the past, yeah, but that it's a symptom of your company being weak. Mm-hmm. You know, that you're having to go outside your company to get stars that are already established in the mainstream, and you can't build your own. So that shows a serious symptom of there's business problems in the WWE. So me personally, I'm cool if for the next 5 years, WWE features maybe one celebrity, like, you know, and that's for like a promo, maybe. I'm sick of it, dude. That it kills it. It's an instant turn off for me when I'm watching wrestling. When I see the Jelly Rolls, the Travis Scotts, the whatever. Pat McAfee's okay because he's actually trying to respect the business and be a character and not just fuck around. But the rest of these goofs, I'm good on, man.
There's another one that's going to get involved in this match, and it's probably going to cost LA Knight and Usos because Jay got in a fight with some rapper named Cameron today. I don't know who the fuck this guy is, and it's of course a work. You know, they're trying to set something up, so it looks like this idiot will probably get involved in the match. So you're going to get another one here. I can guarantee you it's coming. So
yeah,
it's a coming. McAfee shouldn't be part of Mania. Agreed. It's so stupid.
It is. They didn't need that element, and it was such a waste of a good surprise. You know, I mean, I know we said the same thing about Danhausen, and Danhausen's great and everything like that. But to me, the Pat McAfee thing, when Randy Orton was talking to someone on the phone, can I be real? I mean, honestly, I would have been probably happier if they would have pulled the trigger on DiBiase coming back.
Would have been controversial, you know.
Would have been controversial. Would have made more sense. Pat McAfee's just—it's out of the blue. It's out of left field. You know.
He's a turd. He really is. He's a turd. I can't stand him.
There was reports and rumors that they were going to do a shock title change and have Pat McAfee win the title before Mania. And I was just like, dude, if you do that, you want to talk about a David Arquette moment. Like, don't do it.
Yeah, they're looking to do something, you know, with Brady this weekend. I think too, Jeremy. They've been trying to kind of set something up, so I could see that. Yeah, he's doing one of the cons or something, the Wrestle Cons or whatever. DiBiase is going to be there. I wouldn't pay a fucking dollar for an autograph from that piece of shit.
Nope.
No fucking injustice that crook got off, but hey, whatever. Not just WWE, AAA, NXT, AEW, AEW, TNA, WWE, SmackDown, Night 1, Night 2, and Monday Night Raw. Yeah, just tons of it.
Overload.
Insane overload. I could not watch that much wrestling. No thanks.
I'll be real. I'm probably going to watch Mania 1 and 2, and I'm probably going to watch Raw, and maybe I'll tune into the AAA show.
Yeah. I'll probably, it's probably the gist of what I'll do. AAA, if I have time, I'll catch it because I like AAA. So I'm not really looking forward to a lot of the night one though. So I'm going to kind of brush through this fast. Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, unsanctioned match. I could really care less on this.
Yeah.
You know,
totally being misused, completely misused.
Who's winning that one? McIntyre or Fatu, you think?
I'm hoping that Fatu wins it because McIntyre has gone over in a lot of matches that, you know, I think they need to build Fatu up. I think he's a missed opportunity that they've kind of put on the back burner, and they need to start to rebuild him.
Agreed. I think he's got to win this one. I think he's got to win this one for sure.
Yeah.
Women's world title match or world championship. Stephanie Vacquer, whatever way you want to say it, versus Liv Morgan. I'm kind of interested in this a little bit. You know, I mean, I really like both of them, but I'm not like dying to see it or anything like that, but I'm kind of interested in it. You know, I think Liv's the logical choice here, but I actually think Stephanie's going to hold on to this one at WrestleMania, and they're going to kind of keep this feud going for another month. And I think Liv probably gets it at Backlash or something like that. But I'm going to go with Stephanie Vacquer here. Who do you got?
Liv by a mile away. I think they're trying to have a WrestleMania moment because she got injured and all that stuff. I think they'll put it on Liv, and I think Stephanie Vacquer will get it back at Backlash. That's my prediction.
So you think she'd be a quick turn?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. We're thinking just a little bit the opposite there, but we're both kind of seeing where it's going to go. So let's see where it heads. Next match, Women's Intercontinental title, AJ Lee, Becky Lynch. I could care less about this, but I think Becky Lynch picks it up finally and beats her.
I think Becky Lynch wins, but I am excited about the match because I like AJ Lee a lot. I like her story. Think she's been doing really good. A lot of people underestimated her return, thought it was going to be, you know, bullshit. I think it's actually been pretty decently booked. We'll see, man. It surprises me that she's doing so well in her in-ring performance too. Like she's made a few mistakes and stuff like that. I'm not gonna act like she's perfect, but she's done pretty well. So
yeah, she hasn't done bad in anything like that. I don't have a problem with AJ Lee or Becky Lynch. I'm just not a fan of either of them. You know, not that I hate either of them or anything like that, but just not an overly big fan of either of them. I think they're a little overrated in my opinion. But you know, I know some people would totally disagree with me on it and think that they're both awesome. So hey, you know, difference of opinion. We've seen it enough here. I think it's got to finally end. Becky's going to get her win here, and I don't think Becky holds on to it long because I think they'll try to book her more in the you know, title picture for the, you know, the women's title, not just the IC title. So it's going to be quick for either one of them to have the belt, whoever wins. But I'm going to go with Becky in this one. Another women's match on this. This is the women's tag championship. Your favorite girl in the whole world, Cheeto Fingers, fucking ass breath, Nia Sloth.
Fucking ass breath.
Yeah. Nia Sloth and Lash Legends, who I guess are the WWE Women's Tag Champions right now, and they're going to be taking on Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, Bailey and Lyra Valkyria, and Nikki and Brie Bella.
Jesus,
what a clusterfuck, man.
I thought Nikki Bella was injured.
I think she is, but I think they're trying to push it through. But if they don't, I've heard the backup is going to be Asuka and Kairi Sane in there. So whatever. What's up, Raymond? Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, who's winning this one? Not us. We're not winning.
Not us, because we get to see fucking doo-doo Cheeto finger hands.
Yeah. Man, they I don't know on this one. I think Cheeto Fingers is going to hold on to this one.
Ugh.
Yeah, I think they're holding on to it. What do you think?
I'm thinking I'm going to fucking take a piss during this
Total piss break match on this one for sure.
Jesus.
Then we got two good matches here that I'm looking forward to. Seth Rollins taking on Gunther is the co-main event of the evening for the night. That should be a fun match, don't you think?
I think there will be a lot of great spots in it. I think Gunther probably gets the sleeper. I'm thinking Gunther wins this match.
I think so too. You can't have him lose. He's been retiring everybody. You can't have him lose this one.
I was sure as shit because it didn't really make like this is another one of those bipolar booking matches that doesn't make any fucking sense. You know, he's been retiring motherfuckers right and left. Then you randomly put him in there with Seth Rollins and he protects Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Okay. Like,
doesn't.
I'm excited for the match to see these two go at it. I'm not excited for the storyline.
Yeah. So you're going to go Gunther?
I'm going Gunther for sure.
I'm going to go with Gunther too on this one. I mean, we're big Gunther fans, and I know Jeremy is just a fucking huge Gunther fan too. We are legitimate Gunther fans. So now that we mentioned Gunther, hold on, let's pay a little respect to him right here. Just for you, Jeremy.
What a classic.
Such a great song, isn't
Dude,
it?
That's a panty dropper right there. If you don't bump that when you're driving down the street.
Total red panty night right there with that
Absolutely.
fucking song. Gunther wins. Seth is stepping stone. I would agree. I think Brock is going to be his last victim. I think that's going to be Brock's last match. I think he's going to retire him at WrestleMania. So
yeah,
I can see them doing something with that. Then you got Paul's alliance with Gunther right now that maybe he tries to get behind Gunther over Brock when Brock loses to Oba, you know, just a little foreshadowing here. So hate saying it, Gunther's going to retire Brock at SummerSlam. That's the deal. That's what I see, you know?
Yeah, I do too. I think I think that's the setup there.
All right. Next one is going to be Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton to close out night one. Who are you picking on this one?
Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. If they have Cody Rhodes win, I'm going to puke.
All right.
I am so sick of seeing Cody finish stories right and left. I just want to see him lose just once. Just want to see him lose. I want to see Randy Orton get his title. And, you know, I've been wanting Randy Orton to be champion for a long time now. I think he deserves it. I think after that injury and stuff like that, him coming back the way he did, I think WWE didn't use him to his potential in his return. So this is his moment. Now, I wish that they would have went on a year-long storytelling of this and we're getting a rushed version of it. But nonetheless, I want to see him win.
So you want to see Orton win?
Yep, and I think what's going to happen is Cody's going to go for the crossroads and Orton's going to somehow do the RKO during it.
Okay. I'm going to go the opposite on this one. I'm going to pick for Cody Rhodes to win this one, and I think you're going to get your Cody Rhodes heel turn here tonight or on that night, and I think McAfee aligns with him somehow, and I think you're getting your heel turn with Cody Rhodes on Orton, and they're going to take Orton out and just stomp him out. Orton's going to disappear for a while, and you're going to just see total return of just the Randy Orton, the killer, to come after him.
Everybody's been saying this. Cody moves too much merch. It's not a John Cena moment where it's going to be a shock factor. They're gonna hold on to that fucking money fucking grab for as long as they can with Cody Rhodes. He's not turning heel anytime soon.
All right. I'm hoping that they do something cool with this, because I don't just want to see some candy ass match with McAfee get involved. That's me. So
Yeah.
I'm holding on to that they're going to do something wild here. We'll see. We shall see. All right, night two. Night 2 is going to be a good card, I think, for the most part. There's some good matches on this, and there's a couple matches I could give two shits less about. I'm just going to throw that out there as well. But night 2, I think the opener is going to be Obafemi taking on Brock Lesnar. And who are you going with on this one? Who's picking up the victory?
Well, it's no surprise. Brock likes to get his money quick. You saw when he defended the Universal Championship when they opened the show that one year that he did it. If they don't have Obafemi at least be this needs to be a heavily contested. It's got to be longer than the average Brock Lesnar match.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not gonna be, but I'm saying if I was the booker, I would make it be that way if you're trying to build a star in Obafemi, because all of Brock's matches are the same fucking suplex over and over and over again. He dominates them, beats them down. If they win, then it's barely. Obafemi has to stand the test of the beast, and he has to take everything he's got and he has to give it to Brock. If they put Brock over, they have to have Oba look really strong. So I'm thinking that Brock is going to win this, unfortunately.
I think Obafemi's going to squash him, and I think it's going to lead to Paul turning on Brock, and that's how they're going to explain the Gunther thing on Monday Night Raw. I think Brock's going to come out.
They did plant the seed with that, with Paul Heyman saying, "Hey, if you lose at Mania, give me a call."
Yeah. So I think he's going to lose. I think he's going to get squashed, and I think Paul's going to turn on him on Monday night, and Paul. Then Brock's going to go after Paul to kick the shit out of him. Gunther's going to come in, choke him out, beat him down, take him out for a while, and Brock comes back, puts his career on the line against Gunther in a match, takes Brock out at SummerSlam. He rides off.
Good possibility. It's a good possibility. I like that booking idea. I just don't think WWE is smart enough to have that on a silver platter and use it. And the other thing is they've done that with Paul Heyman so many times in a clusterfuck that it's not going to be a special thing anymore. They're going to expect it.
If you don't have Obafemi win here, you're a fucking idiot after the way they've been, building him up.
Yeah, it's a possibility they will, but WWE's fucking dumb.
They are dumb at times,
and they are hooked on Brock Lesnar, baby. That's an IV drip that they love, is Brock Lesnar.
I don't really think they are anymore, though. To be honest with you, I think
it
they
want to get way to me.
I think they want to get what they can get out of him to get out of this contract with him, because he's getting older now and he has a lot of heat on him all the time. Still, I think with this Janelle Grant stuff in their mind, so I think they're trying to ride through this contract with him and pay him out as quick as possible to get him done. And when he goes out, he's going to go out, any way he wants. But Brock's going to do business, and he's going to put over another guy, which will be Gunther on the way out.
I hope so.
It's a great way to build Gunther.
I hope for a fact. I hope that he does put Gunther over, because Gunther needs to be that next guy.
I think when Brock goes, people will. I think when Brock goes, people will see how good he really was when in his career when he was going. I really do believe that, because I think Brock gets overlooked a lot for how good he was and how many great things he did do for the business. And people are like, oh, he's a part-time champ, whatever. Yeah, it's because he's Brock fucking Lesnar and he can get whatever he wants from them. Yeah. So I think people will appreciate him more when he's not around anymore for whatever he did in his career.
Yeah, for sure.
Lesnar headlines the 27 Hall of Fame. Maybe Sable goes in for sure. You never know.
That would be interesting. If they pulled that with Sable, that would be an interesting one. And I can say that Sable is one female that does deserve to go in.
I agree. And it's not because she was the greatest wrestler in the world or any of that horse shit. It's because, man, she had a huge influence on the business. She moved a lot of money for them.
And a lot of them women can thank her for opening the doors to things like Playboy and things outside wrestling while she was involved in it too.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not gonna lie and say it was like the biggest Sable mark in the world because I wasn't, but I also recognize what she brought to the table and what she did for the women and what she did for the business in general too. So, yeah, I think she should definitely go in too. So,
Yeah.
all right, next match, IC Championship, Intercontinental Championship. It's gonna be a ladder match. I think it's 6 people in this, and it's got the champion Penta taking on Javon Evans, taking on Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio in a ladder match. That's going to be a fun match, I think.
Yeah, I'll be pretty upset. I think they're going to take the title off of Penta in this match.
Who do you think they're going to give it to?
That I'm not sure, but I have a feeling that they're going to do something like that. I think he's going to lose the title in this match. There's just too many people in it. Who's all the participants again?
Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio.
I think that Rey Mysterio or Javon Evans will get it.
Yeah. I would agree with you that I think they would go down that route. Rey Mysterio is a silent pick here for me for them to go because Rey's going to be retiring, I think, this year. And
it'll set up the Dom feud.
You got it. And he finally puts Dom over. Dom finally takes him out and ends his career. So that's the way to give him his belt back, and yeah, so I think I'm going to go with Rey here probably. And I think he puts Dom over at SummerSlam. They get Dom back in the picture, and at SummerSlam time, he gets his rematch and eventually takes his dad on, so puts him out to pasture finally. But yeah, so I got to go with Rey. They're not going to get much more out of Rey in his career, so I think this is kind of it for him. That's where I would go with it.
Yep.
Next match, this is one of my I don't give a fucks on the card. Jade Cargill, Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. You want to talk about a fall from grace. Yep. Rhea Ripley was like the most featured thing each and every week and was the most talked about. And she is just falling the fuck off. And Jade Cargill was talked about as the next big thing in the women's division, all this shit. And she sucks too, man.
Terrible.
She is totally flatlined for me in every way. Whenever I see her on, it's a channel changing moment for me. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I love Rhea Ripley. I think she's great. I just think she's lost her way a little bit. She's kind of got that Charlotte thing going on where, she's just not heavily featured anymore.
So who are you picking here to win this?
I got to go. I'm thinking Jade Cargill keeps it.
I would agree. I think you got to put the belt on her no matter if you like her or not, unless you want to completely ruin her and make her look like a just complete jabron as a fucking champion, which she's already looked like basically. If you really want to do it and make her run worthless, have her lose right at this match. Rhea doesn't need she can get the belt back anytime. She had it for years. She'll get it again. And it's going to come. I think it would hurt Jade Cargill way more if they had her lose. So I got to go with Jade Cargill in this one.
Yeah, for sure.
Next match. This is probably my match in WrestleMania that I could give a shit the least about. And that's including all those a couple of those crappy women's matches on night one. Sami Zayn, Trick Williams, United States champion is Sami Zayn. I could so care less about this one. Why?
Not much that you can say. I mean,
yeah. Who was clamoring for fucking Sami Zayn and Trick Williams at WrestleMania?
I don't know how Sami Zayn still has a fucking job.
He sucks, dude. He sucks. He's terrible.
He is the epitome of fucking boredom in professional wrestling.
Oh, I'd rather watch flies fuck than watch a Sami Zayn match. It's terrible.
I'd rather watch flies fuck. The only time that I remotely enjoyed anything was when he was getting his ass kicked by the Bloodline.
Yeah. Seriously. He sucks. Trick Williams gets nothing from this, but he's going to get his belt back. I agree with the Rabbi. Yep. So get Sami Zayn off the fucking television again, please. Please. Get him off the damn television.
Why couldn't he be the one that got hurt and Kevin Owens be the one that wrestles still?
Oh, I know. Way better. All right, co-main event of the evening for WrestleMania 42. This answers your question from earlier, Rabbi. The Demon, Finn Balor, is taking on Dominic Mysterio in the co-main event. I like this match.
Yeah, the Demon's we've been clamoring for him to come back. WWE said that they booked themselves in a corner with the Demon and they weren't going to ever bring him back. I'm so glad he's back. He needs to get in the main event picture. the Demon was almost as cool to me as the Fiend was, and I hope they stick with it. I hope they stay with it. You don't have to feature him all the time. Do a couple special events a year. Keep it nice and special, and put him on a fucking run, man. Give him the title back. Finn Balor had the Universal title for a fucking night. You know, put him back. It will be criminal if they don't give him another title run before he retires.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he'll ever get a title run, though. I don't.
You don't think they'll ever put the belt back on him?
No, I don't. I think.
You think that he deserves it?
No, I don't. Finn's fun for a while. I like him. He's fun for a while. The Demon stuff can't.
He has so much talent in
he
one
does.
fucking pinky.
But see, you pigeonhole yourself with the Demon because it's not a character that you bring out every week. When he's regular Finn Balor, he's interesting enough. But the Demon is where it's at with him. That's the money. That's that's what people want to see the most with him. He's a great performer. You know, he can talk good on the mic. He's entertaining, all that stuff. He's not a main eventer in regards to having that main event appeal to me. That's why I don't think he ever gets it. They had it with him, and they never did anything with him after he got hurt. And that was kind of it for him. That was his shot to really get pushed to the moon. I would like to see them do more with him because I think he's talented, but I don't think he's at that level with them. You know, that's my opinion, you know, with it. But with that said, I think the Demon's got to win this one for sure. If you had the Demon lose to Dirty Dom in this, and you know how much I love Dirty Dom, and as you do, and we all do here on the show, we're big fans of his work, but Demon's winning this match. Dom's going to go away for a while probably, and when he comes back, it's going to set the feud up with him and his dad. He'll get his IC title back. It'll be like this whole thing never happened. Dom's been getting put over for so long now.
All year.
Yeah. You know, fucking AAA champ, killing it down there. IC champ, killing it during that role. Beat fucking legends along the way.
GameStop spokesperson.
Yeah. Seriously, this guy's winning. Rhea Ripley's fucking man at one point, married in real life to a beautiful woman, banging Liv Morgan now. This guy is living his best life. All right.
That's right.
He doesn't need to win this match. The Demon's got to win.
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Yep.
If you beat the Demon with Dom, dude,
yeah,
it'd be silly as fuck.
And it doesn't hurt Dom. Dom can get the IC strap back from his dad if they do it that way, or set something up with his dad later on, or get him right back in the picture when they want to bring him back. Bring him back at Money in the Bank and have him win the fucking Money in the Bank if you want.
Mr. Iguana sucks, Rabbi.
Richie hates him. He hates him.
Mr. Iguana is the Temu fucking Gold Dust.
How do you think LA Knight and Stone Cold would have been in a feud?
Well, I mean, they already had one on Tough Enough. Stone Cold basically told LA Knight he'd never draw a dime. So it would definitely be a story you could tell that would make sense.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
They'd have some good stick work between those two.
Yeah, and I don't know if that was a scripted moment between them or not, but you could feel it was a little personal.
Yeah, LA Knight gets a lot of shit from people, it seems. I don't know what it is, but it seems like people got a lot of beef with him that are bigger stars. I don't know what it is.
I fucking love LA Knight, dude.
I agree.
I would be completely content if we got a LA Knight title run.
I agree.
I would love to see a program with him and CM Punk. I think it would be phenomenal.
I agree. I couldn't agree with you more, bro. I think they missed the boat on it over and over again, and if they don't do it, I think they're leaving money on the table. The guy's a star. 100%.
Yep.
All right. Main event, WrestleMania Night 2, World Heavyweight Championship. The champion, CM Punk, is taking on Roman Reigns. All right. Who do you got in this one? This is a tough one to choose.
Roman Reigns doesn't have a chance in hell of winning. He's not here for the long term, and I don't think he's even wanting a part-time title run at this point. I don't think he's all in it. So I think you almost have to go with CM Punk, unless they're trying, because I'm going to be honest with you, Saudi Arabia Mania, they're going to open the checkbook to bring Roman and Rock in, and that's where that match is going to take place. I don't think that you need to put the title on that match.
No, I agree. I don't think Roman wants to be there full time either, you know?
He's going to Hollywood. He's going to follow Dwayne's fucking path and go to Hollywood and be in movies and shit.
And he doesn't need to be there full time. He's a guy where his appeal would wear off if he was there week after week. He's not the type of guy to me that needs to be on the show every single week.
I
Punk
agree.
is a guy that needs to be there as a champion, and he makes it relevant by being there. But he's the guy that needs to be on there. Yes, he can come and go as he pleases to if he wanted to. I'm sure he's a big enough star. Punk is a guy that's going to be your champion week after week, and I think Punk gains more from this victory over Roman. And I think, like you said, there's so much more they should set up with Roman outside of this.
Yes.
I don't think, I'll throw this out there. I don't think you ever get another Roman Reigns, championship run again. I think it's over.
You think that?
Yeah, I do. Does he really need anything to validate him anymore? He had a 4-year reign as champion.
Right.
The guy's headlined 11 WrestleManias or some shit right now.
Yep.
Like, he doesn't need another title reign to validate his status.
Right.
He's one of the all-time greats from what he's done over the last, fucking decade plus, but especially in that 4-year time frame. The WWE product was in the shits, and then he turned heel and came back and brought them back again,
Yep.
So
that's fair.
I think Punk's got to win for that, but I love these two's promo on Monday night that they had with one another. Like, I thought it was a fantastic promo, and I was totally invested into it. But the one thing I didn't like, is Punk did the whole dad thing with Roman a few weeks before, and I don't really remember seeing any big backlash over it from anybody online about what he said or any of those things. I mean, this shit's been done for a long time now, where they bring up family things.
Look at the big show, the big goddamn baby,
and that's going to lead into this segment because this is a new segment. So this is what I think after that. So Punk is on the promo and he apologizes to Roman Reigns about what he said about his father on there. And all right, I get it. Like if Roman was really offended by it, if he went off script, I would say, yeah, make an apology like that. That's a man thing to do. I can't see Roman Reigns not knowing he's going to say this, whether they like each other or not in real life, however that goes. I can't see Punk being that unprofessional to go do something like that. Doesn't strike me as that. I don't know what crawled up these bitches' asses in WWE. So they make Punk give an apology for the thing he said about the dad. And then WWE issues this 2-paragraph long ass-kissing apology for what Punk said about his father a couple weeks ago on the show. Is this the same fucking company that had Triple H fucking a corpse and they're complaining because CM Punk brought up something that's been done many times in the wrestling business about fucking Roman's father? Like, WWE, this introduces a new segment here. WWE is the inaugural winner of the Big Goddamn Baby Award of the week. So
Nobody's gonna bring him back. Hey, listen, big man. I'm here to pay my respects just like everybody else is. So if you don't want to be 6 foot deep, laying beside your dear old daddy, you're listening to your mama. And speaking of your mama, hey, Miss White, now that you're a single woman, would you like to go out with a man like me?
No, you don't, you son of a bitch. Not my mama.
Not my mama, you son of a bitch.
Not my mama. So WWE is the inaugural Big Goddamn Baby of the Week award.
WWE is so pussified now.
Right?
My God,
It's
horrendous.
horrendous.
This is the same company that had boobs get ripped out, puppies, bra and panty matches, Mae Young giving birth to a fucking hand, Big Boss Man, feeding a dog to Al Snow. You could go down the list, and then this is your line in the sand.
Give me a fucking break.
It was a perfect moment to make this match more personal, and you backtrack on it like a bunch of bitches. Fuck you.
Seriously.
If you're gonna put something on your show, stand by it and fucking be like, hey, it's our show. If you don't like it, fucking tune out. That was a great moment for this match to make it more personal. And I would have went a step further and I would have brought up CM Punk's fucking dog.
Absolutely. Hit on Larry, that ugly dog, man, and have him bury the shit out of that, and go real personal right back. It was a missed opportunity for sure. These guys are pros. They can handle that type of shit. I guarantee you. I know Punk is a sensitive flower, and I'm sure Roman's got, his characteristics too. But like Rabbi said, be a man, stick to it, man. You're gonna do it, go for it. You don't need to apologize for that one, okay? Seriously, what a candy ass move. But getting back to the promo on these guys after that, they really delivered. I really liked how they mentioned in this promo why they hated each other, and they both explained how they hated the other person, but they had envy of each of one another for various reasons that they explained. Punk had his reasons he gave, and then Roman comes back and gives a great promo right back and talks about why he hates Punk and how he's jealous of him because of his connection with the fans, that how he can come back and they love him all the same. And I thought these two delivered on that promo. It gave me the final hook to this match that I needed, because I've liked this match, then I haven't. I've liked it, I haven't. There's been moments of up and down where it's been really good or it's drawn me away from it. After that promo between these two on Monday night, I'm invested in this match. I'm excited to see it. I think it's going to be a great one. I think they're going to steal the show, these two. I really think they're going to go all out for this. And for me, I got to go with Punk.
Punk's going to win.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Yep. 100%. I think he's got to do it. But let's see where they go. I mean, we always fantasy book shit all the time and stuff on the show. We had that crazy show where we talked about some ideas. I'd love to see them pull some different stuff if they could, too. Maybe not just go the way we're talking, but we will definitely see. So the Vince McMahon Kiss My Ass Club, it's now been revealed as a poo fetish. Yeah. Oof. Vince likes what he likes, right?
Yep, for sure.
Let's hit on AEW for a minute before the break. AEW, watched it last night. I watched the end of Dynamite, and the reason I did, because I saw the Darby Allin stuff. I'd seen the promo between him and MJF on social media. A couple people were shooting me messages about it. I said, let me go turn AEW Dynamite on. I got to say, I couldn't sit through all the show. There was some interesting moments in it for sure, and I didn't hate it. I really liked the ending to this, and the whole moment in the back. Darby gave that emotional promo in the beginning of the show, and I knew right from then that at that point I knew, I was like, there's no way they can't not have him win it. He was in his hometown too. He gives that great promo to open the show, and then when they bring in the Stinger, man, and they have that moment backstage with him and Sting, I know you saw it, and I love that connection they had, and where Darby's trying to be like Sting and says, all right, it's showtime, and then Sting goes, no, it's not showtime, it's your time, and Darby just goes out there, and MJF has been this chicken shit heel forever, asshole character, does a great job at it, and just a scumbag person on the show. He's the devil, they call him. And then Darby comes in and just kicks the fuck out of him and just steamrolls him. And I knew they were going to do it from watching the beginning of the show. I'm like, they're going to squash him, they're going to squash him. And some people had a problem with this and they think it was stupid. I thought it was great booking. I really liked it. I'm not a big Darby Allin fan, but I'm happy for the dude. And I think it came across as a really big moment on AEW Dynamite for them. And I thought it was really good, and I really liked the Sting stuff. So why bring in Sting? Because Sting is like his mentor, it's the guy that's taken him under his wing from when he came there. They were, best buddies in there. It was great to see him. And then Sting came out at the end to celebrate with them. But I liked it. I liked the way they booked it. What do you think about it, Rich?
I think if you don't include Sting in that moment, it's a huge miss. They've been telling the story with Darby Allin learning from Sting for so long. Why would you not feature him? It wouldn't make sense for him not to show up. It was a special moment. Anytime Sting's on my television, I'm happy with it and I'm okay with it. I think he should be a manager. I think he'd be a great fucking manager. And, I think it was a special moment for Darby Allin. He wrestled in the indie scene out here in Arizona for a little bit, so I got to see him a little bit out here when he was coming up. So it's great to see him in AEW go do that. And I think for a lot of people, it was unexpected to be on Dynamite that something like that would happen. So those genuine moments that WWE used to do where it was a shock thing, I think are special. And that's what AEW, I can honestly say, is doing right, because a lot of people assumed Kenny Omega would be the guy that beat MJF at this last pay-per-view. You go to AEW Dynamite and you have Darby Allin take the title off of him. It's unexpected. Those are the special moments in wrestling that I miss, those random Monday Night Raws where Mick Foley's fucking winning the title and you're just like, holy shit, that just happened. That's what AEW is doing right now.
I thought it was really smart the way they did it. I really do. Yep. I mean, people used to shit on
EC3 is a dude. I'm so.
About
Sorry.
him going to JCW.
Oh my
was
God.
he Jeeves' big surprise, Laza, that he was the guy in the limo last week? Is that it? Because I watched last week's episode.
Dude, he came out on TNA and you could literally hear fucking chirping of crickets in the background. It was just like, cool. This guy again?
This is the one thing that I think is Russo's downfall, okay, a little bit to himself sometimes in what he does. He brings in all of his friends all the time to be on the show. And I think it's a huge mistake that he does.
Yeah.
I think it worked out with Vito because Vito's been great. But Russo's the type of guy, because I've listened to his show off and on for years, that all these are people connected with him. He has a show with EC3, a podcast with him. EC3 can't get a job basically anywhere. TNA, nobody cared about him, like you said, when he came back. EC3 is not getting a lot of shots right now and has openly said nobody wants to touch him, basically. And Vince, being Vince, probably being a nice guy and works with him and respects him and stuff like that, brings him on. Vito gets a job. Let's be honest, no disrespect to Vito. He's done great on this. Who was jumping up and down for Big Vito before this to come back, Like Vince got Vito over. It worked out great. Then you see him bringing in a lot of people that, to work on the show too, that are his friends or work with him and things like that. I think it's a huge mistake to do,
You remember his WWE run?
Who, EC3?
Yeah.
He sucked. It was terrible.
I was going to say I don't remember it because it was horrible.
He got jobbed out week after week, He was
they were trying to make him like a masterpiece knockoff,
He wasn't even that good when he went to NXT, I didn't think he was that good when he went to NXT. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know shit compared to people that work in the business, of course, but I think Russo's got to be careful with bringing in too many of his friends sometimes because I don't know. I mean, if they got a huge pop in JCW, Laza, I mean, that's probably not saying a ton because they don't really have this huge audience or anything. So
the guy that would pour fucking Ciroc fucking rum in people's mouths got a huge pop. That's not saying much.
Yeah.
Uncle Danny or whatever the fuck his name was.
Tony Too Tough Tony.
Too Tough Tony, yeah.
I thought they've done some good shows the last couple of weeks. So I watched the last 2 weeks of shows. I haven't seen this one yet, so I'll watch it later, Laza. But yeah, I thought he's done good the last 2 shows. It's actually been kind of interesting to see. And he gets the best out of those bunch of fucking turds that they have that work there, Stephen
What a
Flo.
fucking name. Too Tough Tony.
Too Tough Tony and that double lard Willie Mack. Guy is such a lump of shit.
I like Willie Mack.
Dude, we were watching it when we were watching it a couple months back, and you were calling him a fat tub of goo all the time and how much he sucks now.
If you watched him on Lucha Underground, you would have a different opinion.
Fucking don't care. He sucks now. He's a fat tub of goo, and he looks terrible.
It sucks to say.
Yeah. Here you go. Be fucking honest. Jump on the fucking gravy train. Come on in for the big win.
He sucks now.
But they have some interesting stuff on that show, so I'm not burying them. I just think you got to be careful when you're bringing in all your friends and shit all the time. So
I won't be surprised if Jeff Jarrett's there before the next fucking pay-per-view. And
he's the new
champion,
chosen one.
And he's the king of the fucking mountain, chosen one, god of wrestling, fucking all in one.
But going back to the Darby moment, though, some people bury this stuff, Rich, and I don't agree with it. I think they did a really good job on this. And it's really interesting because the reason I mentioned JCW and Russo, because Russo would hot potato the title sometimes a little bit, and he would a guy that would put it over on a Raw to make it feel special, and it was a really successful thing that they did. And then he just did that interview with Tony Khan a couple weeks ago, and here Tony Khan is booking it on Dynamite, the same style that he did. Coincidence? I don't know.
I bet you Russo brings in Nick Gage and puts the title on him. I bet you.
In JCW?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think Russo maybe is giving Tony a little tips here on some stuff now that they were friends and kind of met up and talked on a show? No. I think Tony would listen to him, man.
I don't.
You don't think so?
Not a chance.
Tony
Khan is a closed fucking book, man. He does not. That guy. That's why Cody Rhodes left. Because Tony Khan has such a fucking ego and shit that he he doesn't listen to people. He tells them what it is. It's his toy box, like Jude used to call it. And Tony Khan's way is his way, and he thinks that's the right way, and whatever. I don't think he would listen to Russo. I think he would think Russo's lesser than, you know.
If you listen to their interview, you would think completely different. He really, you could tell he was a fan of his stuff. And Tony's a really nice guy in real life. You could see he's a really nice guy. Yes, I agree with you that I think he is the one that always pretty much makes all the decisions and doesn't always listen to everybody. And he surrounds himself sometimes with glad-handing yes men. But I think he's also a guy that realizes that, you know, they have their core group of people and they could get more. And I think he might be a little bit more receptive to listen to a guy like that on a consulting basis that maybe gives them some ideas on some stuff to do. I'm not saying he does, but I'm saying I think it would be a smart idea to have a guy like that on retainer, you know, a guy that, whether you like his ideas now or not, that could give you some help on some things that you might need to get it to the next level.
Fucking AEW needs help, dude. I'm telling you.
Absolutely, man. And he's a guy that you can get some great ideas off of, I'm sure. You know, not all of them will be. It's, you know, you got your fucking Judy Bagwell on a forklift match or a Viagra on a pole match ones, but
or your Jeff Jarrett being the king of the fucking mountain for 10 years.
But you also got the great ideas that he gave Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, The Undertaker, and took their careers to the levels that they did too. So there's a lot of that you have inside. Tony Khan be a smart guy to listen to a guy like that a little bit, take some ideas off of him. But Nick Gage winning the JC title for Shock could be interesting. Yeah, didn't they have like a feud with JCW and GCW a little while ago or something?
I think they did.
I think it would be interesting if they did a JCW invasion of AEW. I think it'd be funny, you know?
It would definitely add some clout to JCW, and it would definitely boost the ratings for AEW because their product fucking sucks. So if you do this, I think it would be good.
Well, like Lazza said here, remember when ECW did it on Raw years ago when they had the Eliminators come in and just destroy, you know, some people? And then they were having run-ins from RVD and all the guys that were the big stars there at the time. Could be interesting to see a JCW type AEW thing where they're coming in and getting a little bit of rub there. And I think some of the sickos, the AEW fans, the sickos that they call themselves, I think they might be kind of fall in love with a few of these characters from JCW too. I think it could be a beneficial arrangement. And let's be realistic, man. Russo has like quadrupled the ratings for them since he took over. You know,
WWE has the TNA stuff. AEW could use JCW as their developmental.
Yeah, they do work with CMLL, New Japan, and all that stuff. JCW could be an interesting one to bring a different dynamic to them for a little bit. Give a little shine to some other people. Work out a mutual agreement. That's one thing you can say about Tony Khan that other promoters don't do often. You know, WWE
stepping outside of the box.
He is, and he's been doing it longer than all of them. WWE, let's be realistic, copied the shit out of him on what he was doing with other promotions, and they wanted to start doing it a little bit more because Vince would never do it in his heyday. You know, it was never like that. Tony Khan's been doing that much longer, and he doesn't have a lot of ego with it either because I think they're mutual relationships that they benefit from it. So yeah, WWE's doing stuff now with TNA here and there. You know, they did their stuff, and then they bought AAA, but those are all things that they're controlling. So
I really hope that Buff Bagwell gets another match, man. I really do.
Yeah. Do you think it's a good idea, though?
No, I don't. I think it's going to look – it's going to be a sad moment because, you know, Buff was a he was the stuff, you know, and to see him suffering like that and try to get in the ring and stuff, it's going to be a sad day.
I don't want to see it. You know, if they want to do it for him in some way, make it quick in the ring. He should not be in there, man.
I was a huge Bagwell fan.
I know you loved him, man. Did you have a Buff top hat or something?
I did. Yeah, huge fan of Buff Bagwell, and I thought that WWE, when they brought him over and did what they did, such a stupid fucking idea because at the time he was on top of the world, you know.
He was definitely one of their most popular guys that was coming over for sure. I think his ego got the best of him.
Yep.
You know, and I think he was in love with himself and was kind of a spoiled brat. And I think he
still is.
Yeah. I think he's kind of said that through the years that he was like that. But when you watch him now, like a lot of people were skeptical at first about it with him because, you know, he's had so many ups and downs through the years. He's been sober for years now, and he seems to be in great spirits. And I don't think when I look at his videos and I hear him talk, or I see him cutting a promo or going to a TNA and doing whatever he's doing, wherever he's doing it in wrestling or in conventions, man, he really does look like a changed guy to me, and a guy that really has embraced the spirit of the good Lord and is just doing nice stuff now and trying to live his best life and trying to be a better person and trying to make right. I think it's legit.
Don't go watch Live or Die because you won't share that same fucking opinion.
What's Live or Die?
That's DDP's new reality show that he had, where Buff moved into they have a house. DDP has all these people that move in, and Buff Bagwell was one of them. And man, what a fucking troublemaker he was in that show.
That was a long time ago, though, wasn't it?
No, it was about, well, I guess you can consider it was like 9 months ago.
I thought it was he wasn't on drugs though when he was in, was he?
No, he wasn't doing drugs. He was just an asshole.
Okay.
And he ended up leaving the fucking show. Like, he ended up leaving way early and making fun of the fat kid that was on there.
Wow. Okay.
Like, literally making fun of him in front of his face at the dinner table. It was fucked up.
It would be interesting to see how long ago it was taped.
Yeah.
You know, because it's been
I'll look it up right now.
Yeah, it's been a few years since he's been sober, so maybe he's pulled the wool over my eyes. I thought he looked legit like a nice dude now, man. Maybe he's a great actor then. I don't know. I remember the Gigolo show with him too. I think it was on Showtime or something, you know, something like that. But yeah.
So okay, it was about September 2025. So yeah, about 9 months ago.
So that's when it was taped, September 25.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I'm not saying Buff Bagwell is not a good person, not a changed person. He probably is, but
is it on YouTube, this show?
It's on Tubi.
Tubi. Okay. I'll have to find it and I'll watch it.
It's a great show. Butterbean was on it. Yep.
Didn't Butterbean want to fight him too? I thought I saw a clip of that.
Butterbean wanted him the fuck out of the house. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care if Butterbean was kind of crippled at that point. I still wouldn't have wanted to fuck with him, bro. You know?
Butterbean looks fucking great. He's calling for a fight with Jake Paul.
Yeah, let's not have that happen for sure.
Yeah. I don't want to see the elderly get killed.
Jeff Jarrett in WWF during the Attitude Era was known as having great work rate, but held down to politics and Stone Cold's issue with him. Yeah, I remember that, Laza. You know, Russo.
Come on, man. You really think that Jeff Jarrett was
he was a turd, bro. He was a channel changer.
You want to talk about one of the most overrated names in wrestling history? Jeff Jarrett to me is numero uno. Like, fucking, he thinks he's God's fucking gift to wrestling and shit. And he's just I've never liked Jeff Jarrett.
I've never been a fan either at all. He was a channel changer to me.
Yeah,
for sure. I enjoy listening to him on his podcast sometimes. I do, but you know, I'm not a fan of Jeff Jarrett as a worker in any way. I don't think
he's a cheap Ric Flair ripoff.
And he just put himself over to the moon when he owned TNA, and I think it was very damaging to it. And I think he's a kind of a prima donna that's kind of
one of the reasons TNA fucking failed.
Sure, I mean, but he was the creator of it too. So
yeah,
you know, I mean, never been a big Jeff Jarrett guy though.
No.
Yeah, I thought I saw a clip where they came close to a fight in it, so I thought I saw a clip with that. I'd like to say though, dude, I think this was taped years ago. I know that might say, but I really think it was taped years ago when Buff was just getting sober. You know, I really think it was. So,
you're talking about Live or Die?
Yeah,
it was September 2025.
Well, it feels like it was so long ago when I saw the clips from it, but. Yeah. I'll go check it out and watch that. It'd be interesting. Double J in the Tennessee territory was the man. Yeah, because his daddy was the promoter. So I'm sure he would put him over really good on that one.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to the main event here after the break. The main event tonight, we're going to talk about the worst Hall of Famers ever in the WWE. Richie, you got a list of a bunch of them that you're going to read off. Maybe we'll go down the list. How many Hall of Famers did you say were in the WWE Hall of Fame?
Off the top of my head, I don't know. Let me look. How many?
It's like 112 or something.
WWE Hall of Famers are there? To date, there's over 250. 134 individual wrestlers, 49 legacy inductees, 20 tag team inductees, 14 celebrity inductees, 9 Warrior Award recipients, and 1 Immortal Moment recipient.
All right. Well, we got a lot of people to choose from then, so maybe we'll go through some names on the list. 250 plus is a little too many to go through and read all for each of them, but we'll check out some of them because I know everybody's going to have their ideas. There's always the popular ones. I'm not sure if we've ever done this topic before. I really feel like we've done it a year or two ago, but I could be wrong.
I don't think we've ever done the worst Hall of Fame inductees.
I swear we've done this before, but we've done this show for 8 years now, so it's not like I can remember every one we've ever done. So
Right.
this will be an interesting topic, and I know there's going to be the typical ones that people are going to throw out there. But I'm going to throw out something tonight when we talk about worst ones, who's definitely going to be on a lot of people's lists, and I'm going to surprise you and probably combat on this one a little bit. And nobody's going to see me defending this person as a WWE Hall of Famer. So,
okay. And then at the end, I think that you and I should come up with one that we think should be in the Hall of Fame.
You got it. Let's do it. I'm down for it. We'll get to that at the end of the segment. All right, guys, let's take about 5 to 10. We'll come back. We'll talk worst WWE Hall of Famers. Want to hear your thoughts? Make sure you put them in the comments as well. But we'll be back in about 5 to 10. We'll see you guys then.
Survive by elections. Survive it by elections.
Let's do the Alex Wright dance, Rich. Did you notice the theme of the songs that I played?
Hold on a minute.
Okay. Look at that. Look at those moves on him. Did you notice the theme of the songs that I played and why I played them tonight?
Oh, yeah.
It's a call. All right. He hasn't been by in a long while. I had to play Taz at first, and then I had to play because I know he's loves Gold Dust. I had to play Gold Dust for him for sure because Rewind loves him some fucking Gold Dust. And he commented one of the most hilarious things on our fucking YouTube video about Gold Dust I put up a while back. He loves Gold Dust. Loves him, you know. I think it was the Backlot Brawl with Roddy Piper. I put up a clip of it, and he commented on he loves him. Yeah, he loves him some Gold Dust. And I can just picture Rewind being an American Males clapping along with us and a dancing Alex Wright fan. I can picture him being one of those.
Yep.
All right, let's get to the main event. Rewind, get your ass back here. We need you.
We need you.
Let's get to some of the comments. I have an appointment. It's been fun. The main one I hate being in the Hall of Fame is McCool. As to me, she'd have a long career in classic matches of notes. I don't see why she should be in the Hall of Fame. Good luck at your appointment, Lassa. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Review of when Ric Flair was president of WCW both times, the first one and M7 time. Dissolve the celebrity wing, Rabbi says. Michelle McCool shouldn't be in. Same with Charmel. Buff the stuff is the HBK of WCW. Good analogy. I like that, Rand. I like that a little bit. I don't know if he is all the way there, but he was definitely, a good character in that era for sure. All right, worst Hall of Famers, though. I'll kick it off since I put you on the spot for the WrestleMania predictions. So I'll kick it off, and I'll just go piggyback off of one of the ones that you guys mentioned right here. And Charmel, I mean, she's just the glaring one to me. You know, There is absolutely zero fucking reason why this chick should ever be in the Hall of Fame of anything in wrestling. Her career sucked. She was terrible. She couldn't work. She was a shit manager. She had a job because of her husband. She was terrible. I don't think I could say much more about Charmel. What do you think?
I agree with you. I think Charmel is a great pick for our list tonight. She was a Nitro girl. Was she Booker T's manager? Did she have some great programs? Sure. Anything Hall of Fame worthy out of that? She was never a champion, never really competed in anything serious. Didn't have much contributions, in my opinion, worthy enough to not make it a mockery if they did put her in, which is what it is, and they did it as a solid to Booker T. Let's be honest. That's what it's all about. They did it for him. I don't think she needs to be in. I think it's if you're going to have a Hall of Fame, it's like in the NFL. You have to be great, and you have to be put before a board of your peers in the sport, and they all give a yay or nay. Same thing with baseball, same thing with all the other sports. Do I know that WWE is sports entertainment? Yes, but it should be handled with the same prestige and the same seriousness. To put Charmel in there is a mockery.
I think, this is my opinion, I think she's probably the worst WWE Hall of Famer out of all. I think she's the least deserving one out of them all. I'd have to say Charmel is the number one worst one in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. Would you agree?
I would say so. It's close for me, but the second one, obviously, we'll go over that in a minute.
All right, give me one of yours.
So for me personally, I didn't like this tag team. Didn't really understand why they got the legacy that they did, or not even the legacy that they did, or the flowers that they've gotten. It was a really gimmicky thing, and when you go back and you watch it, none of the shit holds up, in my opinion. And I'm talking about the Bushwhackers, man. I don't think the Bushwhackers need to be in there. They weren't a legendary. They were a tag team that everybody knew, but they weren't a legendary tag team.
It's a good pick. And I like the Bushwhackers as a kid. I like them. They served their They served their purpose as a kid, but it doesn't make them a Hall of Famer. I know they had a great run as hardcore, as sheep herders, and all that stuff. still doesn't make them a Hall of Famer. I think
No.
they're probably the worst tag team that's in the Hall of Fame, probably.
Yes, and a lot of I've taken a lot of heat on wrestling forums for that. They're like, "How could you say that about the legendary fucking Bushwhackers?" I'm like, "What was fucking legendary about them? You know, what great iconic match was the Bushwhackers a part of?" I'll wait.
I know about them in the NWA, Rabbi, and that they were the hardcore people before hardcore was hardcore. But
Ooh,
how many other people really know about it? And it wasn't enough to make them a Hall of Famer.
no,
You know, that's my opinion, though.
yeah,
They were the wrestling jobbers of the tag division. They would only beat the real jobbers, and they were the jobbers for all the other
you're
teams.
telling me they got in the Hall of Fame for fucking doing this and licking
Yeah.
each other's heads? Come on, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
I agree. Rabbi says that Rewind is a bushwhacker.
I'm not saying they weren't a good tag team. I'm not saying that you know they didn't serve their purpose, but they're not fucking Hall of Fame worthy.
Do you know a bushwhacker?
I know a guy that slipped out his window and probably went through some bushes. Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't resist that one. Not starting anything here. I just couldn't resist that one. Sorry.
That was a layup, buddy.
Bushwhackers versus
Bushwhacker
LOD.
Rob.
Bushwhackers LOD makes them a Hall of Famer. No, they're a terrible selection.
Take the reins for just a second, bud.
You got it. I would totally agree with you on that one. That the Bushwhackers, no doubt about it, do not deserve to be in. You guys hit me with some of yours, and I'll discuss them while Rich is out. So hit me with a few of yours of the worst Hall of Famers. Next one I'll go with while Rich is out is obviously probably one of the worst ones to me, and I'll pick on a celebrity wing here. And all right, I'll hit that before I hit the celebrity wing then. Yeah, Rabbi, you got it right there. So I was going to mention him later, but Koko B. Ware, he was terrible too. You know, he was the shits. Koko B. Ware sucked. You know, people liked him. The kids liked him. He had the fucking bird, all that crap. Koko did not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Would you agree, Rich? What do you
He
think
had
about
to have known something in the Ring Boy scandal to get that shit.
something? Really, what did he deserve, or did he do to deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? In his
And the
career?
time that he went in was awkward too.
When was the time that he went in? I don't remember.
He went in with a bunch of. Let me look at the class that Koko B. Ware. I think he went in the same year that Mick Foley did. Hang on.
Well, they'd have to have one jabroni to Hall of Famer, but there's much better ones than you could do than fucking Koko B. Ware. I mean, he just sucked, bro. Like I said, the bird thing was cool. The music was what it was. It was all right. It was just, it fit his character.
Houston, Texas. Okay. Holy shit! It's worse than that.
Is it Austin?
Koko B. Ware was in the same class as Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, the Funks, Terry and Dory, the Von Erichs, Bill Watts, and Howard Finkel, and the headliner was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And Koko B. Ware went in with all those fucking legends.
Yes.
Jesus. And those are all ones that are deserving right there.
Yes.
And Koko went in with them, yeah.
Koko B. Ware went in with Stone Cold Steve Austin. What the fuck?
Wow. Man. I loved Mick. I disagree, Rabbi. Mick was great.
What? Rabbi, get out. Give him a boo.
All right, he gets a
You get the goof of the week, Rabbi.
Okay, yeah. He's got to get goof.
Rabbi, you're the Yarmulke goof
Here
of the
you
week.
go.
No, Mark Kerr's a fucking goof. He's a fucking goof. Jeez. Anybody who knows him knows he's a goof.
Yeah, Rabbi, you
You're
got to
the
get it
goof
for
of
that
the
one.
week for that one.
You got to get it for that one. Koko went in because he wrestled in world class, but how
I
many
don't give
people
a
knew
shit
that?
if he wrestled in fucking. I don't care. Koko B. Ware did not need to go in.
Most people don't even remember this time frame that him and Owen that him and
They were
Owen
tag
tag
team
teamed.
partners.
Yeah. It was a fart in the wind that tag team that they had, and it lasted for I think about 6 months. The only thing I remember about that was their music and the fucking god awful outfits they came out with. Holy shit, they were bad, bro. Wow.
Dude, Rabbi, you're gonna piss me off, brother. You're allowed your own opinion, but you're starting to sound like Ric Flair.
Oh, Jesus. I love it. All right, this is one I was going to go to, guys, for the celebrity ring. Rabbi's reading my mind tonight, I guess, because Drew Carey being in there is just the fucking dumbest
Yeah, Drew
shit.
Carey got it because he got fucking tombstoned. Woo!
Oh God, how stupid! Just no reason. Drew Carey.
We gonna put Travis Scott in because he got fucking pie faced. You know?
Yeah.
Fuck.
What is he in there, Drew fucking Carey? Come on.
I guarantee you, dude. I'm calling it right now. Jelly Roll will be in the next 5 years.
They put fucking Kid Rock in. I mean, the whole celebrity wing is just horrendous. But yeah, I definitely got to go with Drew.
I guarantee you, Jelly Roll will be in it.
Probably one day. Yeah, I could see them doing it. Jelly Roll is making more money than he's ever made in his life. Is probably making just boatloads of cash. No, I'm just saying he's making he's making boatloads of cash right now. The guy's everywhere. I don't know what it is with him in wrestling. He seems to be at the show every fucking week. Whether he's on camera or not, it seems like he's always there. He must fucking love wrestling, man, because he is there all the time, and they take any opportunity they can to put him out there when they do. And
Rabbi, here's the thing about Pete Rose. Pete Rose is smart for WWE to put in the Hall of Fame to give it to fucking the MLB as like a controversy thing. So the Pete Rose one I agree with. I think it's funny. They put him in the Hall of Fame. He didn't go in the Hall of Fame where he should have been. So the WWE fucking did it to stick it to the MLB. That I actually agreed with.
He had some funny shit that he did with Kane too. Would he come in a chicken suit one year or something like that? Yeah. I mean, come on. It was awesome. I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. He was great. Drew Carey went in for having Triple H on his TV show. Yeah. I mean, people do forget, though, in fairness to Drew Carey, the Drew Carey show was one of the most popular shows on TV for about 4 or 5 years. And then it fizzled out at the end. But for a good 4 years, maybe 5 years, it was one of the most popular shows on television.
Drew Carey was everywhere. Whose line is it anyway? He was everywhere.
They had like a whole night on ABC that was basically devoted to Drew Carey for his TV show for the half hour, and then Whose Line was always the lead-in.
He's still the Price is Right host.
Yeah, he's been doing it since Barker retired like 10, 15 years ago. And he's making probably boatloads of money from that too. So, but celebrity wing, that one. Rich, I'm going to throw you a curveball here. I don't think anybody would think that they would hear me say it, especially people that know me well. Now, people put our President Trump, as one of the worst Hall of Famers of all time. And I'm going to completely disagree on that one, to kind of throw a curveball here. I think Donald Trump is very worthy of being in the WWE Hall of Fame for one reason, not just because of the stuff he did with Vince or whatever it might be. Donald Trump really took WrestleMania to another level by them being associated with him. In WrestleMania 4, WrestleMania 5, he was at the peak of everybody knowing him and his, hotels and, his casinos and all the shit that he had, the property. If you went to the Trump Towers, the Trump Plaza, or whatever it might have been that he owned, it was a big deal, man. And then WWE doing that event, I know they did the Silver Dome for 3 and had 93,000 people and all that shit. But WrestleMania 4 was a huge spectacle for them with that tournament that year, WWE doing it in a Trump territory. Trump loves combat sports with, UFC, as we've seen, and he loves wrestling from what it seems. And I think that most of his stuff that he does, that's controversial, is because he's a wrestling mark deep down under, and I think he plays a wrestling game, So with that said, he then had WrestleMania 5 there, which WrestleMania 5, the Mega Powers Explode, is arguably one of the most tremendous angles in wrestling history to many people. And they had this stuff at WrestleMania 4 and 5. So when people say Trump isn't deserving, I think for his contributions and what he brought to them at that time and their alignment with him and all the support he's given through the years and the angles that he's done, I think he's a worthy candidate in the celebrity wing. What do you think?
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, Trump, I think Trump should be in the UFC Hall of Fame as well, because those two things he supported in a big way, attached his name to it and elevated them both, and even utilized his venues, whatever they needed, Trump provided. So, do I agree with Trump on his politics and shit like that? No, but WWE Hall of Fame, I'm not too outraged about it. At least it makes sense, right?
Yeah. Listen, when he gets behind you on something, he gets behind you.
He's loyal.
He is a lot more years ago, it seems, than he is now. When he's done with you now, he'll sell you out and get rid of you. But when he's loyal to you for that period of time, he's loyal to you until he knows that you don't bring anything to him anymore. He's always been loyal with Vince, and he's always been loyal with the WWE. Look, Linda works for him in a prominent role in his cabinet. You know, I mean, he's been very loyal to them for years, and he's made a lot of contributions to wrestling. And I think Vince does owe a good debt of gratitude for him for things that he did to help them out in that time frame. And I think Donald Trump added tremendous credibility to him. So when people balk at him being in, think of what he did mean to the wrestling business too. It's a lot more than you think than just an angle with Vince McMahon or being on the show. He brought a lot of credibility to them and helped them out a lot. So I think wrestling does owe him a little debt of gratitude for some of the stuff he did in the early years. So there's one I throw as a curveball to people. Give me another one for you as one of the worst Hall of Famers.
Well, this one in particular, I didn't watch him in his heyday, so it's kind of me speaking out of line, I guess you could say. But in my opinion, I don't understand. And my God, it was probably the worst Hall of Fame speech that all of us ever fucking heard. And I got to say, Hillbilly Jim, man.
Oh, yeah. Good pick.
Not really sure why Hillbilly Jim's in the fucking Hall of Fame. I mean, there was not one thing in his career that I thought was Hall of Fame fucking worthy. Tell me if I'm wrong, if you're a wrestling historian and you know something I don't fucking know. But
so the biggest part of Hillbilly Jim's career was during the rock and wrestling phase and his alliance with Hogan for a while. And he worked with Hogan in the ring, and Hogan got him over. He was all over the rock and wrestling cartoons. So he was part of that era a little bit for, I don't know how long. I was still really young, so it's hard to remember it all. But I would say he was a figure with Hogan for a good solid year or two. I don't think it's worthy of a Hall of Fame induction, though. Like, was he a funny character? Was he likable to people? Did people do it? Yeah, but he's a jobber. Rewind said it right here. Not Rewind, Rabbi. Sorry, Rabbi and I are reading each other's minds today. He was a jobber, bro. He's a jobber. I agree. That's a very solid pick. And his Hall of Fame speech is probably still going on to this day.
Probably to this day.
To this day. Him and Mr. T and Larry Zbyszko. I wonder who could go on longer.
Yeah, no shit.
Jeremy's got one for us. He says, here's where I speak on my first one. I grew up listening to his music, but all the wrestling stuff he's done is lame, and that's Snoop Dogg. I agree.
One of the worst WrestleMania moments of all time.
I'm not a fan of anything he's ever done in wrestling. Music, yeah, okay. He's made some great moments in there, but I agree. Mr. T was horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a huge event. That was a huge moment in Mania history, Mr. T. That had buzz, that brought eyeballs to the product in a massive way. Mr. T was huge at the time. That actually fucking makes sense. Lawrence Taylor, another one, makes fucking sense.
Is he in?
Yes.
Okay.
Drew Carey does not fucking make sense.
I don't understand why Kid Rock is in either. Because he gave the Undertaker his song to use for is that his American Badass character? Is that why Kid Rock's in? You know? Yeah. And I'm not saying that because I'm not a fan of Kid Rock or anything like that. I'm just being honest. I have seen zero reason, like you just mentioned, and we mentioned earlier with Drew Carey, that Kid Rock should be in there. That makes zero fucking sense for you. Hit us with it, Jeremy. Hillbilly Jim, biggest thing was the slop bucket over Sonny.
Yeah.
I think his biggest stuff was his rock and wrestling phase rant. That's right. For me. I know you're just joking, but yeah, Hillbilly Jim definitely does not need to be in there. All right, next one. Somebody mentioned it earlier, and I've never been a fan of her. The more I listened, and heard her just latching on every second she gets to her husband, the only reason she is in the Hall of Fame, the only reason I think she had a fucking job long term, the only reason and she gets any decent booking or attention is because of her husband now. He literally sold his friend out to go with her and took a fun and interesting podcast and fucking ruined it to me, was bringing this woman on. She is one of the most unlikable human fucking beings in wrestling that I've seen. She just looks like a completely annoying person. And there is zero reasons why Michelle McCool should be in the Hall of Fame. She is terrible.
Dude.
Fucking awful, man. Michelle McCool. You agree?
Dude, Just so we get this out of the fucking way and clear the air, I have a few more to tie to this because it's on the same fucking level. The Bella Twins, Molly fucking Holly, Jacqueline. There's a lot of the Bull Nakano. Like, there's a lot in the women's division that shouldn't fucking be there. You know,
Agreed.
like they just fucking, they weren't on the same level as the, Litas, the Trish Stratuses, and stuff like that. Ivory is another fucking one. Like,
Yeah.
why? What did she do? She got burned by a fucking cigar? Like, I feel like WWE just picks a fucking woman randomly. Like, they were
There's
saving
the status
Stephanie
quo.
McMahon.
There's the status quo that you can see that they have to do every year. They have to do somebody that's dead that should have been in years ago that they didn't put in for whatever personal reason that they had. There's always got to be one. Sid is this year's one for them, where should have been in way earlier, but they wait till they're dead to put them in, and then give them basically no attention.
Or
And
they're
then
about to die.
Yeah, and then you got the women always that they do. It's like fucking clockwork with women.
Beth Phoenix is another one, bro. Like, I get she was a big deal, but being Edge's fucking wife shouldn't get you a shoe-in for the fucking Hall of Fame.
I was never a fan of her. Out of all the women that you mentioned in there, when you throw Beth in, and I'm not a fan of Beth. Like, I don't think she's a tremendous Hall of Famer or anything like that. But she's a fringe one for women with me. She had a lot of runs and things like that. Was it as big as other people? No. Is she a fringe one? I could say, yeah, she's a fringe.
She's your girl's best friend.
Oh God, no. And you know what the sad thing is when you mention that fucking creature is, she's gonna go in one day.
She will.
She will go in.
I'm going to point at you when it happens and say,
just tune into the show whenever she fucking gets her introduction, because
your head is going to explode. That might be the day that Johnny Podcasting has a stroke live on air.
You might hear the most epic fucking promo on her in the world when one day they announce her going in, and it will happen. And I would bet in the next 5 to 10 years.
It's okay. Nia Snacks will go in too, because that's just it's just what they do.
Yeah,
they'll make it like she's some fucking huge thing in the fucking bloodline, and it would have never existed without fucking Cheeto fingers. I
mean, I know it's gonna seem like we're picking on the ladies here. We're just being honest.
Fuck that.
No,
they pick the worst fucking ones, and
terrible.
There doesn't need to be a fucking woman go in every year.
Molly Holly is the same level as Trish. No way. No. Rand, no.
Stick to the Doom News, Rand. Stick to the fucking Doom News.
Oh, no way. Not
you
even
about
close.
Made my head fucking exorcist around there, buddy.
To me, Trish is the GOAT of female wrestlers.
Rabbi, you're out. That's it. He's banned.
John should induct Natty.
Boo this
Richie
man.
should induct fucking Nia
Boo this
Snacks.
fucking man.
Okay,
Boo
hold
him.
on. Wow.
Give him the double goof of the week.
No, Mark Kerr's a fucking goof. He's a fucking goof. Jeez. Anybody who knows him knows he's a goof.
You are a fucking goof, Rabbi.
If we inducted them in, can you imagine the great promos if we just went into business for ourselves and just said what we really felt? Like if they said,
Oh,
you got open reigns on Natty, John. You got fucking open reigns to induct him, Rich. I tell you, I would start it off and I'd say, some have called this woman a legend. Some would say she's one of the greatest female performers in the history of professional wrestling. I am not one of them because she is one of the fucking worst wrestlers of all time. She is an overrated, overhyped, sluggy piece of shit whose greatest accomplishment is fucking farting and being flatulent Natty Neidhart. She is a stain on the fucking wrestling business. Here's your Hall of Fame induction for Natalia Neidhart. Welcome, Natty.
Yeah.
What would you say about fucking Nia? Give one for her. Cut a promo.
Oh, I don't know if I could. I would say this moment's very special to me because I'm going to ruin her moment like she ruined mine back at the Royal Rumble when I was having a very special moment in my life. I had just met the great Shinsuke Nakamura. You would think I was riding high, but boy, was I not prepared for the low that was to come. She took a snack that I loved being hot Cheetos, devoured it, and then belched it in my face. I can never eat a cheddar snack such as a Cheeto ever again because of her. Fuck
Fucking
you, Nia Snacks, and go to hell.
This man's got PTSD. He lost his favorite snack.
Bro.
Cheetos have never been able to be ingested by him again. You
Every
fucking
time I
slob.
see that fucking cat on that bag, I want to strangle it.
I would tune in for those inductions. You guys are too much, yeah. They would be fucking epic, man.
Dude.
I could give a fucking hillbilly Jim Long promo on how much Natty sucks. You know, you want a Hall of Fame induction that goes hillbilly Jim and Zabisco level and Mr. T.
The slop bucket dumped
Yeah.
on her.
I ain't gonna be thanking my mama when I'm giving that one.
Of the slop bucket.
Oh, Jesus, man. Moolah shouldn't be in. I don't like Moolah or anything, but she was a pioneer. She should definitely be in, I guess.
She was a pimp for sure.
She was, man. She was, brother.
Fuck.
Speaking of pimps.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Speaking of pimps, you know, when you mentioned Moolah, who pimped women out, fucking awful human. A pimp that shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, as much as I love him and his character, is the Godfather.
Come on.
I love him, bro, but he's not a Hall of Famer.
All right. I got to give you that.
I love him, though. I love the Godfather. There's absolutely zero disrespect to him.
I mean, here's the thing. If you're putting the Godfather in, you got to put Val Venus in, right? So it's the same thing. But if you go back and you watch some of the moments that the Godfather had, the pops that he would get when he would come out, when he would do the host stuff, all those things, you could put them up against some of the biggest names at the time.
He was great. I love him, bro. I think the Godfather's awesome. I think he's fucking
That
awesome.
was the only character that was even close to sniffing Hall of Fame worthiness, though. His other shit was just stupid.
Oh, they were horrible, you know. Yeah. Roll a fat ass for that pimp daddy and say, he was great. I loved him. I just don't think he's a Hall of Famer, you know?
Yeah.
I just don't think he's a Hall of Famer for sure.
I could do the same with this next one I got, man. The Great Khali.
No, he should never be in.
What the fuck is the Great Khali in there for?
What has he done?
What has he done?
You saw the Punjabi prison match.
Live.
The worst thing you said you've ever
seen.
See
it. You couldn't fucking see the match. You see the big fucking bamboo cage come down. You couldn't see inside the fucking cage.
Can you imagine paying top? Do you know this? I can't imagine paying top dollar for something like that. Well, you know, I have done this.
I was so pissed.
You know, you couldn't see the fucking main event. I kind of attest this. I went to go see Bon Jovi years ago and paid good money to go see Bon Jovi. Wanted to see him my whole life. And the fucking mics weren't working. They were an hour and a half late. We left 5 songs in because we couldn't hear. It was the biggest letdown in the world because of that. I bet you watching that match that you're going there to see and paying top dollar for pay-per-view, go check out a world title match. You get that shit and can't see it. I'd be pissed, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
He's terrible, bro. What fucking reason does he belong in there?
He doesn't. He was just a freak of fucking nature, and that's why they put him in.
Terrible. I just
put in fucking Giant Gonzalez while you're at it. You know,
Khali got in because WWE was getting ready to do an India tour after. Yeah, I mean it's always strategic with them. You notice that they're always trying to give somebody their flowers for some reason to make somebody happy. Yeah, just fucking grimy shit all the time that they do, and it waters down, you know, what should be a worthy.
Should be.
Yeah, a Hall of Fame should be worthy people that have done something that made great contributions.
Outstanding.
Yeah. Not fucking being in the Punjabi. Wrestling fans think this sometimes, I think, and I disagree completely with how they think on this. Is a lot of them think that because you held the world title at some point, it automatically makes you a fucking Hall of Famer. You know, Kofi fucking Kingston was the world champion. Kofi Kingston as a singles competitor is not a Hall of fucking Famer.
No.
You know, as a tag team with the New Day, sure, I can go with it. You know, as a singles guy, no fucking way.
No.
You know, superhuman for the Hall of Fame.
I could get with that.
Fuck that shit, man. Whoop, whoop. I'd throw him in.
Nope.
I liked Papa Shango, though, Rand. I know it didn't get over, and I know Kama didn't, The Godfather was the one that got it over for him. But I always say this: I think Papa Shango was actually a kind of a cool character. I just don't. I think it was the wrong time and place for it.
Yeah.
You remember Papa Shango?
Fuck yeah, I do. My favorite warrior moment involved Papa Shango.
Him throwing up that fucking projectile green vomit. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What a moment that was on television, bro.
Yep.
What a fucking moment that was. All right, now. You got any more that you want to throw out for the worst ones?
I've got 2.
All right, hit me with it.
Okay, so you got to go with, based on what you just said.
Okay.
You got to go with Rikishi.
Absolutely.
Kind of the same way, you know, and we could beat that to fucking death with a stick. But the worst one, in my opinion, that has not been mentioned yet, is fucking Mark Henry.
Oh, yes. How did I forget him? Absolutely.
The delegation got together and let this tub of shit in, you're telling me?
He was horrible.
It's horrible. They were trying to get out of his fucking contract, for Christ's sake.
It was probably to them at the time.
Fucking hand. He was the single person that killed the European Championship.
He was horrible.
Yep.
And then people would use the what do you call it, the Hall of Pain or something like that, you know, era of him as the reason they think he deserved to be in. He sucked even then. He was a fucking popcorn fart of a champion, man.
Yep.
He was just terrible. Nobody gave a shit. Most fans, I bet you, if you even asked him, would say, "Did you know Mark Henry was a world champion?" Probably most of them would tell you no, because it was it was just a forgettable time, and it was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And the way that he views himself, like he thinks he's this fucking legend, that he really tries to act like he fucking is.
How did he get his pecs to go around his back like that?
You get your pecs to go all the way around your back like that, Mizark. Yep. One of the best lines in that skit for sure.
Yep.
This dude thinks he's the fucking like Andre the Giant, man. He thinks he's like fucking one of those guys, that he's up to that level. He's probably one of the most delusional guys I've ever listened to in regards to where he holds himself. And
as much as I like Tony, Mr. Ahmed Johnson, Mark Henry had the Ahmed Johnson disease.
No doubt. Thought they were way bigger than they were.
Yep.
And, you know, Ahmed is one that if he would have kept his attitude in check and kind of would have been a more nice person and likable, he would have been massive, you know. I think Vince maybe would have put the title on him at one point, you know. Yeah. I think he was a basket case, but he definitely could have been up to that level for sure. Now, Mark Henry was that's a great pick.
Mm-hmm.
There's zero reason that he should be in the Hall of Fame.
None.
Fucking donuts. Have you ever heard a fan say, "Who's your favorite wrestler?" Mark Henry.
Mark Henry.
Man from Silsbee.
Mark Henry's son, the Hand.
Dude, if he did a fucking like autograph signing or whatever it is, you get him on one of those things. Imagine if somebody just brought a hand and had Mark Henry.
Or he just had a hand mannequin behind him.
Bro, that might be a great idea. We could hawk that thing on eBay for some big cash, man. You know,
dude, he should hand out fucking latex gloves with a face on it.
Well, you know, Al Snow made the head famous. Mark should have taken the hand and done the hand.
He should have took that and ran with it, bro.
Oh, what does everybody want? Hand. Fucking Mark comes out waving that thing. Shit would have been great, man.
That'd been funny.
Mark would have been over with us at that point if he would have done something like that.
Fuck yeah, he would.
All right, what do you think about this one here? Sean Waltman shouldn't be, and he rode the shirt tails of DX and the NWO. What do you think?
I don't agree with that. I think Sean Waltman has definitely done enough to be in the Hall of Fame. You know, for a good while there in the WCW NWO situation, Sean Waltman was the workhorse each and every week that was wrestling on TV. Legendary feud with fucking Ric Flair. I don't care what you say. Go back and watch that. It still holds up. Sean Waltman could go with anybody. He could do it in any style. He could go against a big man. He could go against somebody in the cruiserweight. Didn't matter where you put him. He could fit in. And let's be honest, man. The Six character was cool as shit. Had one of the hottest selling T-shirts of all time with that 6 ball on it. And then you also had him in DX. He was the perfect middle guy. He was the perfect gatekeeper of those two factions.
I agree with you. I do agree with you on that, but I do agree with what Rabbi said about him riding, the shirt tails of DX and the NWO. That is what brought him to be a Hall of Famer, and I think he played his role perfectly for that. And while I'm not like a huge Waltman X-Pac fan or anything like that, I think he's a borderline one for a lot of people. But I think because he rode those, the DX, coattails and of the DX and NWO, I don't think it takes away from the fact that he had a big contribution too. And he does have, I'd say definitely deserving on that one for sure. I could see it being fringe, but
he held every title but the championships.
Did he ever hold the IC title?
Yep.
Oh, wow, okay. Sean should be in 3 times. So you mean like 3 times, like because of as a singles competitor too, Rand? Is that what you're saying? NWO DX, him as himself, and the 1-2-3 Kid.
I don't know about 1-2-3 Kid.
1-2-3 Kid was a great jobber, though.
Yeah.
He was a great jobber.
Great moment with Razor Ramon.
Absolutely. And he had a good run there. I don't think it's worthy of going in as a Hall of Fame inductee on his own for that. I do think jobbers should go in. So if you looked at it from kind of that note, people who are very, very important as enhancement talents or jobbers, whatever you're going to call
Al
them.
Snow should be in.
If you're looking at it from that perspective of like really popular and successful in that way of being a jobber. And you'd also have to throw in too, if you're going to look at like a jobbers to put in the Hall of Fame, like a Barry Horowitz as well, no matter what people think of him or not, or how goofy and cringy he is. Barry Horowitz was a great enhancement talent too. So I think jobbers have a place in the Hall of Fame too, because I think their contributions were huge to the business. What do you think about that?
Yeah, if you don't have jobbers, if you didn't have enhancement talent in the 90s, what would you be watching?
Yeah.
In the 80s too.
Brooklyn Brawler, if you used a jobber wing where you had brought jobbers in occasionally every few years, Brooklyn Brawler would definitely be one that should go in. I think Brooklyn Brawler should go in too for all of his contributions in the 35 years he worked behind the scenes, grooming people and helping them out and all that shit. Yep. I think he definitely would. Rabbi said he'd induct Barry Horowitz.
It's rewind. It's rewind. If that profile picture is Barry Horowitz or Linda McMahon next week, it's rewind.
Oh, Jesus. Man, that's one thing they do agree on, right?
Yep.
Bob Holly, no, I wouldn't put Bob in. Maybe
So
most.
what is Sparky Plug?
Yeah, I'd put Bob in under the miserable wing because he just looks like a miserable asshole. Doesn't he? Does he just look like a miserable asshole to you?
Yeah.
Just awful.
There's a miserable asshole we talked about before the show started, and that's Dr. Death. I don't think he should be in there.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't grow up during his time frame, and a lot of people talk about his runs in Japan and NWA and all that stuff, but I don't see Dr. Death as a guy that should be in. From what I know of him, maybe I'm wrong. You guys tell me, a bunch of reasons if you think about, Dr. Death should be in, but I don't really see him as a really worthy guy in any way.
Yep.
But I also didn't grow up watching him all the time, so maybe I'm wrong. If you guys were, around at that time and watched him a lot, what do you think? But yeah, I don't really see Dr. Death going in there for sure. The Mulkey brothers, oh God, yeah, they were the tag team jobbers in WCW. Did you ever see the Mulkeys?
Yep.
Jim Herd should go into Hall of Fame for one of the biggest dopes for some of his ideas during that time, Rabbi, for sure. You said you wanted to do for our closing one, we'll each name one person that should be in. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
And I know we've done this show before, but definitely there's so many we didn't get to that time, and we don't remember what we selected. That was a long time ago. So I'm interested to hear one that you would like to put in. Go for it, my friend.
Okay, for me personally, and we've talked about this ad nauseum, and I don't care until it happens. I think it's a crime that it hasn't, because if it wasn't for this guy, the whole fucking ship would have never happened. Our childhoods would never been as special as they were. WrestleMania wouldn't be what it is. Pay-per-views wouldn't have been a thing. It's Vince McMahon, dude. You cannot have a WWE Hall of Fame. You cannot have a Wrestling Hall of Fame. You would not have wrestling at all in a lot of ways. It would not be to the level that it is, the global conglomerate that it is today, without Vince McMahon. And I'll even go one further. Yes, China should go in alone. I'll even go one further. It should be Vince McMahon, the promoter, and Vince McMahon, the heel.
Yep, Mr. McMahon.
Both should be in. He should be a 2-time fucking Hall of Fame for that reason.
Do you think he ever gets inducted in
Yes.
when he's dead?
No, it'll be before then.
Okay.
They're already planting the seeds to bring him back and do his return for whatever. The fact that Stephanie McMahon is the first McMahon to go in is a shame.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I think Shane deserves to be in over her.
Yes.
And Linda, of course, if you're doing a Hall of Fame, well, Vince's father's in too, so he was the first one. So, but she was number 2. Linda's definitely worthy for what she did on the business side of things for
Yes.
them, for sure. All of the McMahons are that played a role. Linda Lintz.
Yes.
You know,
If you don't put Vince McMahon in, none of it fucking makes sense. None of it.
I hope he gets his moment of redemption where he gets to come back and say goodbye to everybody the right way. I really hope he does. You know,
Yep.
I know people have their feelings about him, and he wasn't always a good person to people, and maybe he wasn't doing things that people liked with this girl or whatever it might be, or he was an asshole, or people can say whatever they want. But man, he definitely has to be in there for sure.
I have one honor. Well, I have 2 honorable mentions that I
Okay.
will say real quick before you get to yours because I know yours is going to be good. I'm going to say that Jim Cornette needs to be in, and I'm going to say that Vince Russo also needs to be in.
I agree.
If you're going to put Eric Bischoff in there, Vince Russo needs to be in there too.
Absolutely. I agree. You know, and people can debate that all day that, you know,
And
that,
Jim Cornette is just obvious. Like, why the fuck would you not put Jim Cornette in?
yeah, I mean, he helped groom so many people in the business through the years. His
In more
tag
ways
team,
than one.
yeah, I know. His tag team, you know, his tag teams that he had with the Midnight Express and everything. I mean, Jim Cornette did a lot of good for this business, you know.
Yep. Smoky
And-
Mountain.
Yep, had his own and gave people a home to go to as well. And you can think what you want of him, man. He definitely deserves to. People can think what they want of Russo. Russo deserves to be, man. He's the guy that took them to the level.
He was a
that
secret weapon.
He was, man. And you know, I know he didn't have the same success later on, but he still did have good success with turning higher
And
ratings.
I'm not a huge fucking Russo guy. I
Yeah,
think
me
some of the
neither.
stuff he did was really distasteful and wrong. But I think Vince Russo deserves to be in.
Yeah, I agree. Rabbi said he'd induct Linda. Nicole Bass for the Hall of Fame.
See, it's rewind.
He's either trolling you or it's rewind, one or the other. Midnight Express should go in. I agree, for sure. No doubt about it. Dr. Heine should go in, I think, Rich. What do you think?
Dr. Heine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put Dr. Heine in. All right, I'll throw one at you, and it's somebody that I played in the music on the break. I know there's a million other ones we've talked about before. Of course, we could always hit the Scott Halls and all the normal ones, but I played his music on the break, and I don't know if he'll ever go in or not, but I definitely think he should, and it's got to be Dustin Rhodes. You know, Dustin had a hell of a career. Never was the world champ. I get that part. Whatever.
He'll go in.
I think he definitely needs to one day when he hangs it up from AEW. I know he says he doesn't care and gets kind of feisty about WWE sometimes. And I think sometimes he's his own worst enemy with his kind of his attitude and his temperament to things. I think he's a very passionate guy and he doesn't mince words with anybody, but he needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Even Goldust. Goldust was such a, you know, legendary character because it really was such a big thing at the time with that androgynous style that he came out with and things, the insinuations of being gay, which would never be mentioned ever on television at that period of time. You know, you would never see gay characters on a show. It was taboo. You know, Goldust turned that shit upside down. I know it's been done before in parts of wrestling history too. I get that. But Goldust in this time frame, when it was a time that nobody wanted to ever talk about that stuff, they did it with him and they ran with it. Goldust was a guy at that time, I could have seen him being a transitional champ for a few months, and they might have given him a world title reign. He was a big heel for them, and he was a big part of the wrestling business in so many different ways. And he's had a tremendous career, man. He's a guy that all day long, in my opinion, should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
You agree?
Absolutely.
Crime Time. You gonna vote JTG in? You know.
Shad should be a Warrior recipient.
He is.
I think he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. I get the Warrior recipient for him for what he did.
Yeah.
I get that 100%. As a
Yeah.
tag team, no.
No.
They were funny, though, with some of the shit
Yeah.
they did. I'm not saying they weren't funny, but Hall of Fame, no, I wouldn't go for that.
No.
All right, Richie, any closing thoughts before we head out for the evening?
This was a fun show. We might have to revisit something like this with different topics and other scenarios and stuff like that we can twist it into. But it was a fun show. I had a great time. Unfortunately, we can't live stream Mania. I'm kind of down about that, but we'll make it up to you guys. Some
I have
bonus
an idea for you.
Okay.
Let's make it up. Let's do an after show after WrestleMania 2, night 2. Can you do that?
Perfect.
Okay, there we go. Give me about 20 minutes after the show to a half hour. I know it'll be late. It won't be a long show, but just give me about a half hour because my friends are coming over and just wait for them to leave. About a half hour after WrestleMania ends, how about we do a show?
Perfect.
All right, let's do it. We never do a post show, so this will be a worthy one to see where they go with Roman Reigns and CM Punk. I think it'll be very worthy, and and Obafemi and Brock is worthy to talk about. So, you down for that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys. So we'll see you on night 2. We'll see you for an after show. Hopefully, you come and join us. I hope you guys enjoy WrestleMania this weekend. Anything you got to put out for some closing words, my friend?
Hopefully soon we can do some BKFC, visit some UFC stuff. Maybe the UFC will actually get their head out of their ass. The MVP card we're going to be watching, Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano. I think that'll be a good one. White House card is down the road coming up. Lots of good things. We'll get into some fantasy booking, make the show interactive. We'll have you guys come on, join a little bit. I think we should do that on the Mania show. Maybe have some people come on, give their opinions live, and
how about we make it an open? How about we make it an open show that everybody
can join.
Everybody can. We'll put it out right from the start. We'll make it interactive. If you want to come on and join us and talk, you're more than welcome to.
Yep.
You like that?
I love it.
All right, we'll have fun on Sunday then, guys. Enjoy WrestleMania. Have fun with it. I know it's a lot of wrestling and shit, but have a great time with it. We'll dissect it night 1 and night 2 right after WrestleMania ends on Sunday. So give us about a half hour till after the show. We'll start it up. Come back, share your thoughts. We want to hear what you guys are thinking. Have a fun weekend. Be safe out there. We wish all the best for you guys always, and really appreciate you coming out and joining us. One of our favorite things to do every week. We always say that. You guys are a blast. We're small, we're mighty, we have a good time. So come back with us on Sunday. Until then, I'm John. That's Richie. We'll see you guys on Sunday night right after WrestleMania.